So in the part 1, we were talking about packaging or canning. We have seen the packaging in cans is common. Before sterilization, we have to pack the product in cans and it should be sealed properly. And while packing, we have to check, we have to see that the cans are properly sealed at the right temperature and at the product temperature should be optimum. It is because if the temperature is high, filling temperature is more than 5 degrees Celsius, there will be foaming and it will interfere with the sterilization process. And if the product temperature is excessively low, there is a tendency of flapping. You see in this photo, you can see what is flapping. The can will get shrinked. Okay, that is why the most effective temperature for filling is considered to be 4.4 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now leakage. It is very important that cans are inspected for visible defective seals first thing, and there should be checks for leak detection. And how you find if there is any leak in the can. You will pass the filled cans through hot water. So there will be a trough kind of thing and cans will be passed to that hot water trough so that if there is any leak, air inside the can, as you are passing it through hot water, the air inside the can will expand and it will try to come out. And if there is any small pinpoint leaks, this you can visually see the air bubbles that percolates through the water. Okay, if there is any leaks, you can see the air bubbles coming out of water, so that you can remove those cans. That is how normally they find any leaks in the can. So you have filled it and find out that the cans are ready for sterilization. Next step is sterilization. Okay, so there are two methods: in bottle sterilization or in can sterilization, or continuous sterilization. Okay, in continuous there are two types: normal sterilization and UHT sterilization. You are well versed with these terms. UHT you have learned in market milk, ultra high temperature. So for cans, machines with rotary airlocks are used, and for bottles, for glass bottles, hydrostatic sterilizers, that is sterilizer within which you fill water, and that water is heated with steam. In case of can, you are using direct steam. So there are two types of sterilizers in case of batch sterilizer. Okay, you call it retort. It is similar to your autoclave. Have you seen autoclave? In at least in microbiology lab you must have seen autoclave, isn't it? Otherwise I will show you sterilizer in the coming slides. Okay, not here. Oh, sorry. So there are two methods. You just understand: in bottle sterilization and continuous sterilization. And filled and sealed cans that have successfully passed inspection for freedom from defective leaves, defective seals and seams are now ready for sterilizer. And during sterilization, the temperature is raised rapidly to 116 to 118 degrees Celsius and held at this temperature for 15 minutes. Okay. Now purpose. First, or primary purpose, of course you know, to destroy all germs and to inactivate enzymes present, therefore preserving the product permanently. And in addition, sterilization gives increased viscosity, improves the body of finished product, gives the evaporated milk a more creamy consistency, a pleasing richness, and assist in keeping fat in homogeneous emulsion and lessening its tendency to separation after manufacture. So these are the purpose of sterilization. Now, the temperature of heating, it should be 118 to or 116 to 118 degrees Celsius, and the importance of uniform heating. Of course, you can imagine, right? There should be uniform heating, or it is a necessary thing to keep away defects due to not uniform treatment to all cans and all parts of each can. If you are heating only one part, what will happen? One thing, the sterilization will not be proper. Second thing, the shape of can will change, isn't it? If you are heating, if you are filling the cans with a product at low temperature, at 5 degrees Celsius, you have a chilled can. So, if you are sterilizing it or increasing the heat above 100 degrees Celsius, all of a sudden, what will happen? If the temperature is not uniform on all sides of the can, its shape will change. Okay. So that is one thing. Second thing, product quality. It will keep uniform color, consistency, etc. So rapidity and uniformity of heat transfer are enhanced by the use of water in sterilizer. So what they do, they'll fill the retort or your sterilizer with water, then that water is heated. That is the thing. Now shaking. After sterilization, the cans are intermittently shaked. Why? There are chances of thickening the product, or soft curds are formed. So the purpose is to mechanically break down the curd that may have formed during sterilization to a smooth homogeneous consistency. But you should not go for violent shaking, and the period of shaking also should be minimized. Usual shaking period is kept 15 seconds to 2 minutes and is sufficient to break normal soft curd. That's it. Now after sterilization, you have to go for cooling. That is, immediately after the holding time, the evaporated milk is cooled. How do you do that? The steam is turned off, exhaust and drain are opened, and cold water is turned into the sterilizer with real revolving, and cooling is continued until the temperature of milk is reached to 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. It should not take more than 15 minutes time. So the whole cooling cycle should not take more than 15 minutes. That is, rapid and uniform cooling is important. Okay. So this is the picture of batch sterilizer. You see, it's a big thing, and a bottle or cans are loaded in these crates. These people have stacked different crates. Metal crates will be there, and you load the glass bottles or cans, whatever it is, into these crates, and the whole thing is filled into the sterilizer. Okay. So the batch sterilizer consists of a large boiler-like horizontal steam drum opening at the top or at one or both ends. It will have either opening at the top or at one end or on both ends. Now its hollow interior consists of revolving frame of spider cage into which the cans are loaded. So these cages are loaded into a frame, and that whole frame will be rotated during the process, so that uniform heating and you can ensure uniform heating. Okay. Now a perforated steam distributing pipe near the bottom extends over the entire length of sterilizer drum for providing steam. Near the top there is water distributing pipe with connection in water main. In the bottom of the shell there is drain for condensate. Okay. On the sterilizer drum are mounted in also a pressure safety vent, water steam and vacuum gauges, high temperature thermometer and a temperature control and other safety devices. So the process consists of filling the frame with water and heating it by steam, and cans are kept rotating in it. Temperature maintenance and time of heat treatment are controlled. So this is a schematic of your batch sterilizer. You can see the safety valve, pressure gauges, air filter, all those things on the top of the thing, and there is a steam inlet. Here it is it is provided from the bottom. There is a perforated pipe. Can you see at the bottom? And a strainer is kept. It's not exactly a strainer, there will be a valve, so that the steam will not be passed through, but the condensate steam will, once it touches the product, it will condense, and there will be water. So that water has to be removed continuously. So there will be a drain for that. And once the process is over, the whole thing will be cooled with cold water. So cold water will be passed through the thing. Okay. Now there is continuous sterilizer. This is not that important, but it is best adopted in large plants. It is advantageous by reduction of packing labor and elimination of hand inspection and automatic rejection of leakers. But continuous sterilizer is built for standard size cans only. That means you cannot use larger cans or different size cans or bottles in a continuous sterilizer. And it has 3 units. There is a preheater, then a sterilizer, a cooker, and a cooler. These are the 3 parts of continuous sterilizer. Milk is preheated just to boiling point, and then in sterilizer temperature is raised and the milk is cooled. Now the third sterilization is UHT sterilization. Here the benefit is you need not add stabilizing salt, or sometimes you will have to add a very small quantity of stabilizing salt. That is the benefit of UHT sterilization. It is almost similar to that of UHT milk production. The concentrated milk will be passed through a UHT line. You can read the other points. That's all. Thank you.